Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you, Iraqi Warfare Association, for having us here. It's lovely. What Brother Shiraz just presented was amazing. Got me excited. And he ended with something that's great, which is dream big. And don't put any limits to your dreams. Whether an entrepreneur or a pilot or any other career, the key here is dreaming big. And don't allow anything to limit you. The only limitation that is there in the world is yourself. You put limitation to your mind, to your ability, to your skills. As Brother Shiraz said, with a GCSE, you can be a pilot. Without even studying a first grade, you can be a business owner too. Of course, education is key. It's learning, because we don't want to reinvent the wheel. So that's why we learn, we read. That's the key fact that we need to understand. So I prepared a small one slide, just with a few questions that I'll try to answer through my experience through this journey of owning a business or a consultancy firm, or actually working anywhere. And that would lay out kind of a map for how should we think while we are building our own business. Let me try to share the screen. Is screen one, okay. Yes, everyone see this?
Yes, we all do.
Excellent. So being an entrepreneur, and this is what they call nowadays a business owner. Of course, there's different interpretation for being an entrepreneur. About this is it a new idea? Are you presenting something new, or is just you're owning a business and running a business? So first, we need to ask ourselves: is starting a business something for you? What does it require to be a business owner or to start a business? In other words, we need to kind of examine ourselves. This is something that we like and we have passion towards. To own a business, to be an entrepreneur, meaning we need to understand, do we have the skills, the right skills for it? That requires lots of discipline. It's different from being an employee or being a teacher or being part of an organization. This is something that requires your own self discipline and requires you to put your time and be managing your time. People think owning a business is something cool because you have like full control of your time is flexible. It's not the case at all. You will not have any time actually, because you manage your time doesn't mean you have free times. You manage your time means you requires lots of discipline and putting time and effort to make things happen. Do you have dream? Do you dream? It's something that's key to own a business, meaning you'd not limit yourself with something ordinary. You always want to excel. You want to go up and become better and better and continue. So this is something that we need to reflect and understand and see, do we have the skills for it? As I'm presenting, I'm going to recommend books, lots of books and lots of readings that helped me throughout my journey as I was building my career or my own business. So when it comes to is starting a business something for you, I would recommend a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's another edition, it's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I will post the Amazon link probably on the chat to make it easier for everyone. Actually, I can do it at the end of the presentation. So the 7 habits for highly effective teens or people, it actually gives us 7 habits that are very important for each one of us, regardless of the career and the job that we are in. How should we discipline ourselves to become successful people and become successful individuals in our life? The second point about being an entrepreneur is actually we have to define the work and the field that we want to work in. So meaning, what's the opportunity? We need to start shaping an opportunity. What does it mean? What is the opportunity? Opportunity here, what is it? We need to understand our target audience, our clients. We need to see what is it missing in the market. I will take the example of the coffee shop that Sister Lami's here, she introduced, that we opened in Kingsbury. One of the things that we were thinking about the fact that, because I live in this area, I live in Kingsbury, Wembley, and Northwest area, there's always, we struggle after like 6, 7 p.m. to find a coffee shop to go and drink something. We always have to travel either to the center or find another area to actually go after 6, 7 p.m. All the Costas, Starbucks, Cafe Nero's, they close 6:30, 7 p.m. maximum, and there's a big void in the market for that. So that's something that's an opportunity that came for us. Another opportunity is the lack of the cuisine in a coffee shop style. So there are lots of Indian restaurants, there's lots of Indian street food places, but there is no Indian street food in a form of a coffee shop that you can have a snack, you can have a full meal, and you can have just a drink. So this is another way of defining an opportunity. And the consultancy firm, when I started the consultancy firm for charities, also there was I saw an opportunity in the market. We have lots of charities, whether within our community or outside our community, but they needed this extra kind of consultancy or extra help and extra training or extra mentoring and coaching to become better, to take a step towards becoming a better and more optimized charity. So that was a kind of a gap that was in the market and an opportunity that I seen that with my partners, we decided to establish back in 2014. Then we need to start building our business model and strategy. Meaning strategy, what's the initial step that we're going to take? After 2-3 years, short-term strategy, how we're going to grow and what we're going to do. After 5, 7, or even 10 years, which is long-term strategy, how we're going to look like. Are we building something to continue and grow and make it bigger? Or we're building something to sell after? These questions that we need to ask ourselves always. For example, when you're renovating a house that you want to sell, you will renovate it differently. You will try to see what's the market need and requirements, what is the taste of the majority of the people. So you will choose a paint that matches people's taste so you can sell it faster. However, if you're renovating a house for you to live in, you will choose different type of paint, different type of furniture, different type of even construction material. Similarly, for every business, you need to decide what's your strategy, your end goal, what you want to do, how you want to grow it, how you want to build it. So all these questions you need to keep asking yourselves to understand how to grow your business. Then you need to plan how organizing your company, meaning this company, is it a partnership? And there's different types of company that you can Google and search in the UK or in different parts of the world. Is it a partnership? Is it a limited company? Are there multiple shareholders? Each person, what's the percentage of the shareholder? Is it a franchisee? Is it a franchisor? Are you a factory? Are you a shop? So all these, you need to kind of, the legal structure and the organization structure of the company needs to be defined. Then you need to write your business plan. Business plan, and this is a key document, it's like your actual plan of how you're going to run the business day to day, and what are your expectations and what are your goals. Meaning, okay, I'm going to open every day from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. I'm going to try to sell to 400 individuals, and I want my revenue on every day to be, for example, £1,000 or £500. And so the annual revenue will be this amount, the monthly revenue will be this amount, and I keep monitoring this. So the first year I'm going to have a profit or an estimated profit of 15% of my revenue or 10% of my revenue. Then this 10-15%, am I going to cash it out, meaning taking it to myself to spend it on my personal spendings, or no, I'm going to reinvest it in the business to grow, to open maybe another branch, or to change the decoration, or to add new menu items, and so on. So all these questions need to be answered in your business plan. And again, you can Google. There are different templates for business plans. Very simple. You just answer certain questions of how, what, when, where, and then you have that plan, and you need to go and follow that plan. Of course, when it comes to business plan, you try to stick to it as much as possible. However, that doesn't mean that you do not change things as you grow, because you'll face, owning a business is like raising a baby. The first year, there are lots of random things that might happen that you're not aware of, and you're going to be surprised. And as the business grow and reach maybe teenager stage, you will have lots of difficulties, but also lots of good things. And as it grows more and more, it will become more stable and more kind of wise as a business. So this is how we should look at it. Initially, you'll be putting lots of time on it, and you put lots of efforts on it to build it, to make it the wise business that is there, and continuous business and stable business that is there. While doing this, at this stage, I will recommend 2 books that really impacted me and helped me a lot in this field. I read these books 15 years ago. One is called Good to Great, and the other one called Built to Last. So Built to Last and Good to Great are by the same author. However, one studies businesses, the other studies the individuals who are running the businesses. Built to Last studies over 100 successful businesses and tries to identify what are the common things between these 100 successful businesses. And it will identify and tell us how can we build a business that will last as much as possible and forever. The other one, which is Good to Great, studies more than 100 leaders and business owners who are running the businesses and leading different type of businesses like Microsoft, Apple, and these big organizations, and studies the growth of the business from year 1, year 2, year 5, and how it's growing. And it identifies what are the common characteristics of these leaders. When you study these two books and read these two books, you will have an idea of how to structure your business and what are the things that you, as a leader of this business and the business owner, need to have, and the skills that you need to gain to actually implement. Financing your enterprise. The next point is to think about how can you invest the money, where you should get the money from. Is it a loan? Are you going to get shareholders, meaning different partners and investors? Are you going public at this stage? Public meaning you're in the stock market where people buy your stock and shares, and the money helps you in the growth. So this is something that's very kind of specialized and deep. I'm going to leave it, inshallah, for future, and for yourself, you can go and read about it more and more in the book that I'm going to recommend at the end, inshallah. Looking for the future. Again, as I mentioned earlier, when you're defining your goal and strategy, you need to look at the future always, about how you grow your business. What's the structure you're going to build for growing your business? Meaning, if it's a small shop or a small retail shop or a website that you're running, is it going to be that one? Meaning it's only you and 1-2 staff? Or no, you're going to market multiple shops, multiple websites, or an enterprise, and you're growing much bigger, which means you need to run thousands and thousands of staff members and executives and shareholders and different type of people to be part of this. So it's important to understand the future. Always, when you build your own business or your own career, have the future in mind. Look always 5 years ahead of time, 10 years ahead of time. What is the goal and the aim that you want to reach and where you want to reach? And the final kind of book that I'm going to recommend that's very important for you to become an entrepreneur or while you're building your business is called The Entrepreneur's Handbook. It's a book that's by Harvard Business Review. Of course, Harvard Business Review, if you just put on Amazon Harvard Business Review, there are tons of books, amazing books for businesses, for skill development, for human resource development, for financial development. There's lots of beneficial books, but this specific book is actually for this career. If you want to own a business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, it's really important to read this book. So I know we're running out of time, and I've tried to be very short, inshallah, and if there are any questions I can answer, I'll be more than happy to answer.
That was very, very helpful though, Hassan. And I've got someone in the audience who's not a child, but they're adult, and they've now bought the books already, Amazon Prime, coming tomorrow. Just some quick questions, because we have to move on. Was your business a challenge at the start? So was there challenges at first?
Of course, there are lots of challenges always. So, you know, if I would talk specifically about the coffee shop, only as an example, it took us 2 years to open the coffee shop. And 2 years meaning from the day that we started as partners sitting down and thinking about what should we do. So initially what happened is so I had first the consultancy firm with the charity management kind of consultancies. And in parallel, I used to give some businesses some also consultancies, because there are certain things that are parallel when it comes to management, administration, IT infrastructure is all the same. Then we established kind of an investment firm that we want to invest in different businesses, and we built some businesses. From that, we started thinking, okay, what is the best thing? Always the best thing is something that you have a passion towards. One of my professors in my second master degree, which is public administration, he mentioned once to us in the class, he said, always invest in something that you know and you experience and you have passion towards. I'm a foodie person, so I go to different restaurants, different cuisines. I love different cuisines. I go out with my friends, always like a couple of times a week, just to try different type of food. So that's something that I experience, I know, and I like. Similarly, in my charity business, I was visiting Tanzania once in East Africa. And Tanzania and Dar es Salaam, in the central area of Dar es Salaam, there's an area that are kind of, there are tons of coffee shops, 20, 30 coffee shops next to each other. They all serve chai, sambusa, kebabs, this kind of street food. And that clicked in my mind. It's like, wow, this is a good business to have in UK. Then I came back, I started talking to my partners about it, and they said there's a franchise that have been doing the same thing. So we thought, you know what, why not investing in this franchise and open a shop and open a branch in this franchise, because it's a concept that we believe in. They are doing some part of the work, meaning giving us the food, all the raw materials, the training, the decoration. So they are saving us lots of time, and we are doing the second part. And it happened. So we talked to them, we identified the location, and then we started the construction. Corona came, delayed us for 2-3 months, and then alhamdulillah, we opened it. So my point is always invest in something that you have passion in. So if you have passion in jewelry, go find a good company in jewelry, or you open your own jewelry shop. If you have passion in reading, invest in publishing house. If you have a passion in flying and traveling, become a pilot. So always, or invest in an airline. Always invest and try to build a business around some things that you understand very well, you experience yourself, and you have passion towards.
Oh, fantastic. That kind of answers another question saying, what would you recommend to study? It looks like whatever you're passionate about, study that, and the rest will fall into place.
Exactly. Read lots of books, study, because you see, without studying, you can build a business, you can become successful, but it's going to cost you more, not only financially, even the experience and the mistakes.
That's true.
We're going to go through mistakes. Why should we go through mistakes others went through and they wrote it on a book, and the research documented that? When we read, we understand these mistakes, we avoid them. We save time. Let us make mistakes and experience new ideas. Let's put this effort of going through mistakes in the new ideas that can offer something new to the world, not in the ideas that people already kind of experienced and went through.
That's very true. And I can see you've sent a list with all the links there. Maybe we can share that on our networks as well, because that's really important for the community. You're a good role model for a lot of these young children. Thank you so much for your time today. Sorry I had to speak.
Pleasure. No problem at all. Pleasure. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I hope it was beneficial.
A lot to learn.
Thank you, Ahmad. Thanks a lot.
Okay.